Welcome back to Tyler Taught Me, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Today I'm starting this Warrior 200 I picked up. We're going to do another one. I love these bikes. The Baja Warrior frames are one of the easier to do kind of whatever setup you want on. We're doing this because one of my buddy's family members just bought some land, so we're getting this set up for him so he can go ride it out there, maybe even pull some deer with it, go hunting with it, those kind of things. He's looking for a mini bike, doesn't want to have to use his side-by-side all the time, wants to be able to switch it up, so totally understand that, so we're going to hook him up. So here's what we're dealing with. Got this Warrior 200 from some people down in North Carolina. As you can see, it's missing some stuff. Motor's seen better days, but it's not locked up, so obviously we can fix it. It's not the cleanest bike, but we'll make it work. This side's definitely worse. Missing a brake handle or lever. Throttle's all there, so that's good. Surprisingly, the tank's fine. The seat's not ripped. Yeah, today I'm gonna go ahead and pull the motor and get that started. See how far we get. Alright, so I think someone's definitely had this motor off before because one of my motor mounts here was missing some washers. Also, these are kind of a pain in the butt to get off. So, I wanted to show you this real quick though. I don't think I showed you that gruesomeness right there earlier. Or this lovely fix with a piece of wire. Don't do that, guys. So now, got the bolt out of the jack shaft back here. So you can see that jack shaft right there. Got that bolt out. Got all four out. Should be able to just pop this out. I do have to take this chain off to be able to get this guy over though. So we'll do that, and then we'll pop this motor out and get it up on a table. Got all that disconnected. Master link was on backwards. Your master link, I'm gonna look right here, needs to go this direction, the direction the chain's moving. It was this direction, which means if this ever catches on anything when you're riding, it might pop it off, which then will make your master link fall out. Just little things like that you gotta make sure you do to make your ride a little smoother and not have issues on the trail or out in the woods deep. I did end up finding the other washers I was talking about. They were stuck underneath because it was so grimy. So I don't think anyone's been in this motor or had it off. They've definitely messed with the chain. Now, when I mean screw, I mean an actual wood screw is holding the throttle in. As you can see, quite loose, so we're gonna have to do some fixing there. I got this out. This is your actual throttle. That's loose. Now all we gotta do is disconnect some of these wires. This also has wires to run coming off the coil that will run a light. The light's gone. The light plug, the switch for the light's still there. So I have some lights we should be able to make work. Let's go ahead and get this motor out of here. There it is. Alright, so we've got it mostly broken down. As you can see here, carbs off. Gas tank was full of gas. I had to take that outside, let it drain. Now we're going to drain the oil, crack the block like we usually do, meaning take this side cover off and do the internals, get the governor out, all that kind of stuff. And we'll set our valve lash to 0.003 as well when we're doing all that. Now, just so y'all can see how I do this, I use like coffee cans, milk jugs, different things like that to catch all the oil when I drain. And then I just put the gas cap under the back of the motor just to have it tilted forward a little. And we'll let that drain while we go fix the kickstand spring and stuff like that. I see you guys saw this old crappy spring I pulled off that they had makeshift. I always make my own springs. I don't buy the stock ones because it's cheaper to buy a pack of springs from Walmart, Lowe's, Harbor Freight, whatever. There you go. That's how you fix a spring. Onto the motor. Cool, so got the governor out. Cool thing about some of these Baja 200 motors is there's only one hole we gotta plug where the lever came through for the governor. There's no oil sensor. See, there's no oil sensor. There's mounts for one, but they didn't put one in at the factory, so there's no hole we gotta plug here. So we'll do a quick plug. It's already at TDC, we're all good on that. Do a quick plug, set our valve lash, put it all back together. I got a new seal, as you can see I tore that frickin' seal up. Alright, let's get this thing back together. Got the carb on. That's all nice and clean. I'm gonna get this tank on. Just like that, nice and easy. I'm using the original line, so hopefully it doesn't leak really bad, but you know what? I can see the hole in it already, so we're gonna have to put a new line on this stupid thing. So, off that comes. Gotta put a new line on it. Alright, got the new line, we gotta cut it now. So, let's see here. Probably gonna cut it right there. See how that fits. Should fit well. Make sure we get our clamp on. We don't want any leaks. Okay, I hope you can see that. I got it in here. Got ourselves a new line. Now we can put our throttle assembly back on. Alright, let's make us a throttle out of our old linkage here. Get this on. Using our old linkage like we usually do. We'll mark this with a Sharpie where we need to bend it. Cut the extra off. This should do it. Make one more bend. Mark it one more time. Alright, bend it again. It's not perfect, but as you can see, it's moving our throttle and returning it. We're going to call that good. Now we just need a return spring. It's a little stronger than this because it's going to be having to pull our throttle cable back as well. Alright, throttle's all set up. You can see under there, there's a spring. Where is it? Right there. That's a spring. So that just gives it enough tension to make sure it returns. Alright, let's pop this plug out real quick, make sure the end of it's clean. We're going to use the plug to clean in it for the time being if we can. Oh, look at that, already loose. Woohoo! Probably not going to be able to use that plug. We'll try to clean it up then. Alright, got the plug back in and cleaned off. Let's get our new muffler on. Well, old muffler, but we're not using the muffler that came with it because it was roached. We're using this one that I had laying around from a similar motor. Let's pop the valve cover off and we'll make sure that our valve lash is set correctly. Then all we got to do is throw oil in it and see if we're in gas and see if it's going to run. So our valves look pretty good. Look pretty much new really. There isn't much wrong with them. Have had a little bit of oil seepage out of this corner, but we're going to go ahead and use this seal again anyway. I do have other seals if we need to. Let's go ahead and check our lash real quick. I want it somewhere around 0.003. That's what I always set to. Never had an issue since I've been doing that. See where we're at. That one's good. This one needs to be adjusted. Make sure we're at TDC. We are at TDC. So I'm just going to adjust this one a little bit, and then the left one, the exhaust. All right, let's get this motor back in here so we can mount it. Hook up all the linkages and it fits well. Awesome. Let's see. think anything's gonna hit. Throttle out of here. Alright. Nothing's gonna hit. Fits right in there nicely. So far I've gotten on it. I did take it for a test ride. Everything seemed to work pretty well. I have a roller coming for this with the spring and everything. Back tire's not holding there too well, so we'll address that. Holds long enough to ride it for a good couple hours, but I came out here this morning and it was flat, so we'll put some tire gear or something in that. Not leaking oil or anything though, so all our seals are good. I did beat this right here up, but I was doing it with the tire on, so I wasn't getting a good full swing to get it completely bent back up, but it was bent pretty far down. So we'll adjust that too. Little minor things. The most major thing is up here on the handlebars for the brake. I actually built this brake light yesterday, but it just doesn't have enough travel for it to be effective, and so we'll keep this just in case we need parts off it, obviously, but I've got a new one coming for 10 bucks. So I also have a clutch cover coming, and we'll pick back up from there when everything comes in.